Tales of a Fourth Grade Nothing, Chapter 4. We live on the west side of the park. If you want to get to the zoo and the pony carts, I have to walk all the way through to the east side. Sometimes my mother walks across the park with Fudge. He likes the animals a lot, especially the monkeys. He also likes the helium-filled balloons. But as soon as my mother buys him one, he lets go. I think he likes to see it float up into the sky. My mother says that it's a waste of money and she's not going to buy him any more balloons until he promises not to let go. On Sundays, the park is closed to traffic and you can ride your bicycle all over without worrying about being run down by some crazy driver. Even Fudge can ride. He has a little blue toddle bike, a present from my father's client. And when he's riding, he makes motorcycle noises. Vroom, 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 he yells. In the fall, the leaves turn darker and drop off the trees. Sometimes there are big fat piles on the ground. It's fun to jump around in them. I never saw bright red, yellow, and orange leaves until the day my father took us for a drive in the country. The reason the leaves don't turn bright colors in New York is the air is polluted. And that's too bad, because yellow, orange, and red leaves are really neat to look at. One nice, sunny afternoon, I called for Jimmy Fargo, and we went to the park. Jimmy is the only kid on my block who's in my class at school, unless you count Sheila, and I don't. She lives in my building on the 10th floor. Henry, the elevator operator, is always making jokes about me and Sheila. He thinks we like each other. The truth is, I can't stand her. She's a real know-it-all. But I've discovered that most girls are. The worst thing about Sheila is the way she's always trying to touch me. And when she does, she yells, "Peter's got the cooties, Peter's got the cooties." I don't believe in cooties anymore. When I was in second grade, I used to examine myself to see if I had them, but I never found any. By fourth grade, most kids gave up on cooties, but not Sheila. She's still going strong, so I have to keep a safe distance from her. My mother thinks Sheila is the greatest. "She's so smart," my mother says, "and someday she's going to be a real beauty." Now that's the funniest, because Sheila looks a lot like the monkeys that Fudge is so crazy about. So maybe she'll look beautiful to some 8, but never to me. Me and Jimmy have this special group of rocks where we go to play when we're in the park. We play secret agent up there. Jimmy can imitate all kinds of foreign accents, probably because his father's a part-time actor. When he's not acting, he's teaching class at City College. Today, when we got to a rock, who should be perched up on there but Sheila? She was pretending to read a book, but I think she was just waiting for me and Jimmy to find out what we were doing here on our own personal rocks. "Hey, Sheila," I said, "those are our rocks." "Says who?" she asked. "Come on, Sheila," Jimmy said, climbing up. "You know me and Peter hang out here." "Well, too bad for you," said Sheila. "Oh, Sheila," I shouted, "go and find yourself another rock." "Well, I like this one," she said, as if she owned the park. "So why don't you two go find another rock?" Just then, who should come tearing down the path but Fudge. My mother was right behind him, hollering, "Fudge, wait for Mommy!" But Fudge gets going. He doesn't wait for anybody. He was after some pigeon. "Birdie, Birdie, Birdie," he called. That brother of mine loves birds, but he can't get it through his head that the birds aren't about to let them catch them. "Hi, Mom," I said. My mother stopped running. "Peter, am I glad to see you. I can't keep up with Fudge." Mrs. Hatcher," Sheila called, scrambling down from the rock. "I'll watch Fudgy for you." "I'll take very good care of him. Can I, Mrs. Hatcher? Oh, please, please, please." Sheila jumped up and down, begging some more. Jimmy gave me an elbow in the ribs. He thought that my mother would let Sheila watch Fudge, and that we'd be rid of her. We'd be free to play secret agent. But Jimmy didn't know that my mom would never trust Sheila with her dear little boy. Fudge, in the meantime, was screaming, "Come back, birdies, 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 come back to Fudgy." Then My mother did a strange thing. She checked her watch and said, You know what? I do have to run back to the apartment. I forgot to turn off the oven. Do you really think you could keep an eye on Fudge for just 10 minutes? All right, we'll find out next week what happens.